Welcome back to Channel 9 News, and now we cross to James O'Dougall, live from Honiara.
Yes, thank you. I'm currently in the air over Honiara, circling over Chinatown. I think you can see some pictures coming through now. There seems to be a large mob going through the streets, burning and looting businesses here. This is an absolute disaster. After 3 years of peace building, it seems to have all fallen away. It's a real tragedy here. I think you can see images, yes. There's the hotel on fire. This is absolutely terrible. Back to you in the studio.
Good morning, Altaid.
Yeah, good morning. Can I speak to Rick Maloney, please?
Transferring you now.
G'day, Rick. This is Adrian Kell. I was just wondering, with the situation in the Solomons, I'm a bit concerned about my safety, and with all the media attention, I'm starting to get worried about whether we can go to the Solomons or not.
Later that morning.
Good morning, Altaid.
Yeah, g'day. Can I speak to Rick Maloney, please?
Okay, transferring you now.
Rick, I'm still concerned about the situation in the Solomons, and I'm just wondering whether we're still going. My family's starting to get worried, and so am I. I'm really nervous about the situation in the Solomons.
Still later that morning.
Good afternoon, Altaid.
Yeah, can I speak to Rick Maloney, please?
Transferring you now.
Rick, I'm really concerned, mate. I'm really concerned about the Solomons.
So as you can see, some of us had preconceptions about the Solomons. Maybe you've seen some of those same images. Let's now show you the real Solomon Islands, a land of beauty, of diversity, and of resilient and inspiring people in the midst of many challenges. This is the story of our journey.
Between 1999 and 2003, ethnic conflict brought the Solomon Islands to a knees. In 2003, the Regional Assistance Mission to the Solomon Islands was launched. This is a very real example of regional cooperation and compassion. To date, 14 countries have committed resources to this mission, which is built on the principles of partnership, capacity building, and is a long-term commitment. Ramsay's influence has been felt across a wide range of areas and is viewed as producing an environment conducive to nation building. Law and order has returned, government finances have stabilised, foreign investment is returning, public service reform has commenced, and importantly for the Solomon Island people we met, pride and confidence in their nation is returning. However, the recent rioting and looting in Honiara is a stark reminder that much remains to be done to ensure a lasting peace. Ramsay operates under a limited mandate, and its authority can be revoked at any sitting of Parliament. There are signs that Ramsay's initial success has created heady expectations. The danger ahead may lie in the wake of public expectation.
We have also heard the many charges on the government of Solomons and even Vanuatu. But we have discovered firsthand the serenity of the people of these nations, the varied communal and tribal values that challenges the government responsibilities, the instances and the extent of poverty and hardships challenging local compliance with government regulations and their vulnerability to corruptions, those that are functional at least. We also discovered the real challenges of affording access to core public services such as basic education and health. And more importantly, we also discovered the early wins of rapid governance reform resulting in quick recovery of the economy. We also discovered the sound and accountability framework in place already with the assistance of Ramsay. And this was evident by the convention of the Forum Economic Ministers meeting last week. We also discovered that many local people engaged in the governments to take the challenge of leading the economy forward. And we also discovered the significance of external assistance towards the nation building of these countries.
The Pacific 2020 report states that 42% of the population is under 14 years old. 42% of the future leaders of the country are under 14 years old. 42% of the population needs an immediate focus in the Solomon Islands. A Honiara Youth report emphasises the insufficient employment, the lack of education opportunities, rural and urban population movement, high-risk behaviour, social dislocation, adolescent sexual and reproduction health, and the rights of a child. Combined with 30% adult literacy rate that is the lowest in the Pacific, is there an example of hope for the Solomon Islands? Yes, there is, and we founded an educational institution in the rural blocks. A rural training centre that draws youth from across the Solomon Islands, that acknowledges and celebrates a diversity of cultures, that focuses on building youth skills and a community building approach. An education program that bridges youth to careers in auto mechanics and agriculture. When young people were asked, what did they want? What did they want to be? A young girl quietly replied, I want to be somebody. Hope and the future for the Solomon Islands is found in education, and we found it at Don Bosco Rural Training Centre.
Addressing women's issues in any country is a challenge. In Melanesia, there are extremely complex barriers affecting women's active, political, social, economic, and cultural participation in decision-making. There are currently no women in the Solomon Islands Parliament, and the 4 that stood for elections this year in 2006, of those 4, none were elected. We met a great number of inspiring and active women who are working in the private sector and in many other sectors. And this is a fact, actually, that is critical for sustained economic growth, the role of women in the economic sector. However, they also talked about workplace difficulties, about missed opportunities due to their gender, and frustrations about patriarchal attitudes. Ultimately, it's the women and men of the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu who determine their own pace of change. But it's vital that we all stand in solidarity with them. Violence against women, it's an issue for all of us, not just women's activists across the Pacific. The decision-making capacity of women in the Pacific is a direct mirror, a direct reflection of our shared leadership. It's up to us to change this because it's not culturally, socially, ethically, or politically justifiable in any way. It's about what we take with us in our canoes forward and what we leave behind on the beach.